It is super important that while you are looking for the right set of IPs, known as intended parents, you keep in mind that there's going to be different matching points that you want to make sure are each taken care of. And one of these days, I'm going to be making a video just for matching points. But today, we're going to be talking particularly about one that you don't want to miss. If you're interested in becoming a surrogate with Integrative Surrogacy, I would love to support you free of cost. All you have to do is email me at the address right here below. I will get back at you and I will assist you through your application process if you need assistance. If you have any questions, also send them over to me. Welcome to Let's Just Sarah. This is Melissa, Tara's mom. This video is going to be included in the IVF, infertility, and surrogacy playlist. Make sure that you check out that playlist that contains a whole bunch of other videos on surrogacy. Today we're going to be discussing whether you are going to be stepping foot into something that you already know about, or if you are going to go in blindfolded. A lot of people have amazing hearts. Some surrogates want to become surrogates so bad that they will get matched with any IP no matter what. But you have to think about you too, and how your body will change and how much your body can tolerate as well. For example, when you are getting matched, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I am going to tell you what I would do if I was you. Before getting matched officially and before filling out contracts, before the contracts, very important, I would make sure, but this is me, I would make sure that the embryos of those intended parents or single intended parent already have been genetically tested and have tested normal. And I will also make sure that they have been graded by an embryologist. In my opinion, the higher the grade, the better. If it's anywhere, they're usually graded from like 1 to 5. If it is a 5 A, B, or 5 AA, that is the highest. But when it comes to the letters, as the letters go up, like for example, A, B, C, if it's a C, then you know that the quality is just a little bit lower. But embryo quality is like 5AA, 5AB, 4AA, 4AB, yeah, they're good. 4 and 5, they're great. 3, in my opinion, there is a higher risk of miscarriage in the early pregnancy or even during mid-pregnancy, where there could be a lot of complications and issues with anatomy that could arise. But not only a miscarriage, a low-grade embryo can result in an embryo transfer failure. And there have been situations in which some intended parents have tried to feel the surrogate that she has done something wrong if the embryo has failed to implant. So if you have done everything that your reproductive endocrinologist have told you to do, you don't have to worry about anything, because the majority of the percentage of failed embryo transfers are due to the embryo quality. So it is very important, write this down, that you make sure that those embryos have been genetically tested and that they have also been graded, which is separate. You want to make sure that those embryos have a high grade. Okay, now there is also another option. Some intended parents prefer to keep quiet, and if the surrogate is okay with matching with them just like that and going into the process, without knowing the quality of the embryos and without knowing whether they tested normal or not. You can do that. You can definitely do that. But what happens is later on down the road, once after you have filled out contracts, you cannot ask them. You could ask them, but they have the right to not say anything. This is why they have the right to not say anything, because the HIPAA laws will protect them with that. And once you are deep into surrogacy and already have been dealing with the fertility clinic, you got your medications going, and all of a sudden you realize that there was a failed embryo transfer, then it's probably something that you didn't know it was going to happen because you didn't do your homework before matching. Or let's say sometimes it could happen that you could go to the clinic for an embryo transfer, right? And then you kind of ask the doctors there, hey, what is the quality of the embryo? They'll be like, oh, it's good to go. They won't tell you anything else. They won't tell you if they're tested. They don't have to tell you. They don't have to tell you because the HIPAA laws protect the intended parents from saying right there at the doctor revealing whether they are tested normal or whether they graded high or low. So this is something that you really want to get out of the way before you even match. And you want a witness for that. And this is why I strongly believe that you should have an agency, because they are the ones that you can include in those email communications. As much as communication as you can keep, with everything documented and recorded in email, the better it is. You're going to have that witness. And you ask them, is it possible to know before I match officially, did those embryos test normal or are they untested? Did the embryologist grade them high? Can you tell me the grade? If they're very open to tell you about that, and they tell you, yes, the embryos or embryo is tested normal, they're high graded, this is the grade. Some of them will even give you a copy of the reports. So if you are able to entail that type of trust and get that information, it's going to save you a lot of headache in the future. Because if you don't do this now, and please remember, this is no professional legal advice, this is what I would do, and this vlog is only for entertainment purposes only. If you wait until after the contract and until after you admit it to the fertility clinic, there is nothing that you can do. You can't complain because they will be protected by the HIPAA law. So it's best that you make that as a condition before you even match with them. And this is nothing against intended parents. You know, I love intended parents, but I advocate for both. I advocate for both intended parents and surrogates, and I feel like I have the obligation as a surrogacy consultant to make sure that I let everybody know of what is important during this journey. Now, you can choose not to know, and you can leave it up to faith and hope. But that can eventually take a toll on your body, because if you have multiple failed embryo transfers, somebody can say it could have been your fault because you have no evidence that the quality of the embryos were poor. Also, you want to make sure before matching with intended parents, this is what I would do, that they have at least 3 tested embryos. 3 embryos that have tested normal and they have been graded well. You want to make sure, because during the contract, usually they do a max of 3 transfers if the first 2 had failed. And then after that, if there is a third failed transfer, then a match has to be broken. Then you would end up, your body would end up extremely tired, and you would have wished that you would have actually really known. And this is just what I would do from the bottom of my heart. I want what's best for you and for your intended parents, but you want to look out for yourself too, because you are important as well. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye.